Yeah, it's fun.
I think I'm trying so hard to set up the YouTube live. Let me see what happens. Let me see what happens now.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm not sure if people can hear us. If they can hear us. Okay.
Let me confirm with somebody.
Yeah, please confirm. Let's see. It's fine. I'm gonna have Regina here already. And the other person is supposed to join us, yeah? If they want to, so that they can hear us, that's good.
Okay, can we start now or not yet?
Okay, can we start? Yeah?
Sure.
All right, good. And maybe we could. Oh, okay. Sorry, Miss Precious. I don't know if. Can we
It's
start?
fine.
Yeah? You can hear ourselves, right?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. No, I mean do we need to leave this place when we are okay, let me check something. Hear ourselves, right? Okay. I'm sorry. I think we're live now. All right. Okay. Sorry for the delay. Too sorry. Miss Precious, welcome. I'm
Thank
so
you once
sorry.
again.
I'm so sorry for the delay. Okay, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome to Expert Exchange, the podcast for everyone. This is the space where, curiosity meets experience and where real conversations spark real learning. The idea behind Expert Exchange is to bring closer the minds that will shape different fields, bringing communities and experts across the world. And on this podcast, we are going to sit with someone who we know that it's on the top. That's the experts who are not just successful, but they reflect individuals who are willing to share their lessons, their breakthroughs, challenges, and their lived experience in an honest and relatable way. So our goal is very simple: to inspire, educate, and empower listeners at every stage of their journey. So whether you are a student, a professional, an entrepreneur, an educator, or simply someone who loves to learn, this podcast is for you. So every episode is an opportunity to exchange ideas, for opportunity for you to learn, you know. And I'm so excited to be having my amazing co-host here with us, Miss Anna. And I'm also excited to welcome our special guest, Miss Precious. Thank you for joining. She is a dedicated health assistant who I'm sure is going to answer all the questions we have. So today's topic, we already know, those of us who are on LinkedIn with us, it's titled The Health Questions You Are Afraid to Answer. So feel feel free. This is a space that we share very real conversations. We answers practical health insights from our guest speaker. So thank you everyone for joining us, and let's get into it. Now, before we get started, I'm going to say this. I said we will be having a segment for the audience, a very short segment before the end of the show. It's titled Healthy or Harmful Segments. Just 3 questions, very short question for the winners, for the audience. So we're gonna have 3 winners, and we're going to give them something at the end of the show. All right. Now, usually this is what we do. We go to, I hope we all can hear me. I hope I'm not talking to myself alone.
Yeah,
I
you're
just hope
audible, Nana.
okay. All right, good. Okay. So usually what we do is before we get started with the questions, what we get to know our guest teacher. Sorry, I said guest teacher. I'm used to the teachers. So we get to know our guest speaker. And I'm going to hand over to Miss Anne. Miss Anne, can you take us on the bio of Miss Precious? Thank you very much.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this special edition. And as a matter of fact, just to let you know, this is our first podcast we're doing in the year 2026, and you couldn't afford to miss this. You know, health is something that concerns all of us, all of us. It's something that you cannot run away from it. Just the way it is said, your health is your wealth. Your health is sorted, you can work with any other thing that is remaining. So I'm your co-host, Anne Oma, and we have our amazing guest all the way from Nigeria to the world. So welcome and welcome on board, everybody. I know you're gonna learn a lot from the expert. You see, Expert Xchange. So welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
So before I read the bio, maybe I would let our guest introduce herself, and then we go back there. Welcome.
So I want to sincerely appreciate the host and co-host of this event. I am so much grateful to be here today on the first session for your podcast. I would go ahead and introduce myself. I am Precious Erudewan, a certified healthcare assistant and FSCO writer with over 2 years and some caregiving experience, where I have worked closely with doctors, nurses, elderly, and that has equipped me with sufficient expertise on the importance of genuine care, clear communication, and empathy in the health sector. I am very passionate about writing, and so I run a personal brand on LinkedIn where I educate my audience about making healthy lifestyle choices and also simplifying health content for easier understanding in relation to connecting their purpose and intention with the rightful habits.
Oh, wow. That's a good introduction. And just to let our audience even get to know better of whom we are dealing with, our expert in this professional industry, I will read the bio and let you understand more about her. So Precious is a healthcare assistant with over 2 years of hands-on-hands experience supporting the elderly and collaborating closely with nurses and doctors. She's also a passionate healthcare writer, dedicated to educating audiences on wellness, purposeful living, and making informed health choices. Through her work, Precious brings practical care experiences and actionable health insights to every stage she speaks on, inspiring individuals to live healthier and more intentional lives. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's so wonderful. We are safe. We are safe. We're having Precious here with us. And in case anyone has any health challenge, this is the right time. And we'll get to ask Miss Precious questions. So, Miss Precious, are you ready?
Yes, I am. I am ready.
Okay, good to hear that you're ready. All right. The very first question, it's about we, falling ill and all of that. So I'm going to actually personalize it. So this is the question. What personal experience first opened your eyes to the importance of living intentionally and taking care of your health beyond just not being sick?
Okay, thank you for that. It's a good question. I would start first with a story. It's actually a personal experience. So I grew up in Benin before I relocated from Benin down to Enugu and from Enugu down to Lagos. So while I was in Benin, I grew up being raised with my parents. And I had a grandma, she lived quite far from us. And so my mom had conversations with our siblings, which they told her to bring grandma closer so she could have an eye on her because she was old. And so grandma started living in a close by neighborhood to house. And during the weekends, we most times just go over to our house, we sleep over, we have fun, we play. Yeah. And there is this uncle of mine who usually comes to visit. So whenever he comes, his name is Uncle Chibike. Whenever he comes, it's like, Precious, come buy me fried meat from Chairman's wife. Come buy me fearless drink. Come buy me biscuits. Come buy me crackers. So whenever Uncle Chibike is around, I know that Precious, you have to go to Chairman's shop to go and buy fearless, to go and buy soda drink for him, to go and buy fried meats. And so with time, Uncle Chibike, that's my uncle, he became ill. He developed diabetes. And he developed diabetes. He started going to the hospital for checkup. If you knew Uncle Chibike before and you seen him right now, you could tell a difference. You could tell the difference. He wasn't looking, his skin was not healthy as before. He slimmed down and he was going to the hospitals for checkup, always visiting the restroom, thirst. Even when I'm making him his meals, he'll tell me, Precious, don't even use vegetables to cook it. Don't add too much salt. Don't add too much Maggi. Yeah. And from that, he had diabetes that also developed to chronic kidney disease, which was quite a distressing moment for us in the family, whereby he goes to the hospital weekly for dialysis. His legs became swollen. And every time we were with him, trying to manage, trying to assist in one way or the other, but it wasn't something he could manage anymore. And after a while, on, my uncle passed on. So when he passed on, it was really painful for us, and my mom felt it a lot. And so seeing what happened, like when I lived with him, seeing how Uncle Chibike would tell me to go buy fried meats, buy soda, and all of that, that instilled in me the importance of intentional habits of living healthy, to be intentional about my health. Because after when he developed that diabetes, he stopped asking me to go buy fried meats for him. And so that whole experience instilled in me and has made me to be more intentional about my habits, lifestyle choice, about my health beyond just being sick, beyond not being sick, I mean. So that's one personal experience for me.
Wow, that's so touching. If you ask me, I don't know how I feel right now, but just so touching. Some of us don't know what it means to, lose someone, and some of us also do not know what it means to not be like health is so important. I just being sick alone. Let's say maybe you have malaria or your head is aching. That alone is something that some persons neglect. Actually, they don't take it seriously. Some persons don't take health seriously. I remember just last year when I had this recurring ill health, like every time I'm getting sick. Every time I'm getting sick, and I'm wondering is actually going on. So what you just said now really hits home because those times it's as though I don't know, I feel exhausted, I'm stressed out, you know, and not until when I went to the hospital, that was when it dawned on me that I have to take my health seriously because I always say it's just headache and I'm going to take water. Maybe it's water. Let me just take enough water and I'm going to be fine. You know, until I went to the hospital, that's when I know I should take my health seriously. So Thank you for sharing that with us. I truly appreciate. All right, moving to the next question. It says that you've worked with elderly patients, and this question is for that. I remember when I was taking care of my grandmother. So the question is, you work closely with elderly patients. What are some of the biggest health lessons you have learned from caring for them that younger people, not just younger people, everyone really need to hear now? What is it that, the biggest health lessons that everyone needs to know? Let's not talk about just younger people, everyone.
Okay. So one biggest earth lesson I would leave with everyone, not just the young persons, would
Mm-hmm.
be habits matter, Haley. Yeah, because most times we just neglect the habits we do by purchasing shawarma, eating, taking soda, dessert, you have ice cream, just taking those snacks that are sugary, and we're just like, I beg, that one will concern me. Maybe when I get to 30, I will be more intentional about my health. But you don't know that you're actually building habits. Habits that in the longer run, they result to chronic complications. So one thing I've observed and learned while I worked with these older adults, I worked in a convent for just Reverend sisters, aged Reverend sisters, and from then I moved over to working for clients in their home. You're being posted to different clients' home, but we had male and female. Yeah. So one thing I noticed is that most often they have high blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have joint problems. And this resulted from the early stage whereby they were not being mindful or cautious about their health habit. They just take snack. They're just like, don't worry, when I get to 30, I would start eating black soup. When I get to 30, I would start taking cucumber. Yeah. So one thing I would leave with everyone, start early. Your habits matter. The earlier, like they said, the earlier the better. So the habits you keep now matters a lot in the long run.
Start early. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting. For those that don't like to, I know someone, I don't know if she's actually watching right now, but I know her to be someone that would say, leave me to take anything I want to. I want to take ice cream right now. I want to eat shawarma right now. She's just eating everything. She just takes everything she sees, And I'm wondering, when would you learn to cut sugar off your diet? I mean, when would you learn to stop taking sugar? And she'll be like, don't worry, I will, maybe sometime, not today, things. Things like that. So
Yeah,
thank you for reminding us of that, and thank you for sharing that with us. It's
you're
a good one.
welcome.
Yeah. Over to you, Miss Anna. Please go ahead with the rest of the questions. Thank you.
Oh, that's so amazing. I'm just listening to Precious and I'm reflecting on my own self because at times I'm this person who's like, let me just fill my stomach now. I'll go
Mm-hmm.
and do exercise and release everything. But until I'm listening to her, it's when I realize the small habits that you build today consistently, it's what
Yeah.
define your future health. So if you are doing sugar now and junk, we can't say that in future you'll be able to just cut it down automatically. No, it doesn't happen like that. We have to build those small habits daily, you see. Yeah, so that is this something that personally affects me as an individual because most of the time I do work, but any other time I'm just finishing doing anything, is it small, is it big, I feel exhausted, and the next thing is I just want to go and sleep. Now my question is, many people feel tired all the time, including me. I don't know if the rest here, you're going to tell us. From your experience, Precious, what are some of the hidden lifestyle habits that silently drain our energy? Why is it that we're just feeling tired any other time? You can share with us.
Thank you, Miss Anne. So there are a number of eating lifestyle habits that silently drain our energy. One, we have late midnight scrolling on your phone. Let me give you an example. You're just done for the day, you went to work and you're back home. You've had your shower and your bed is dressed for you to sleep. And then you just sit on the bed. And then you remember that, oh, Sandra messaged me a while ago during the day and I've not responded to her chat. Let me just quickly respond to her chat now. Then you bring your phone, you go over to Sandra chats and you start responding. And then you're like, oh, I forgot. I've not viewed my bestie status today. And then you move over to your bestie status. After that, notification pops in. Burna Boy is having a concert at somewhere at Dubai. You check. From there, you start scrolling endlessly. Before you know, you've spent about 2 hours on your phone. 2 good hours on your phone. And so this is a habit that silently drains your energy because when you spend too much time on the phone, it also affects your eyes. And when you're supposed to get a premium sleep of about 7 hours, 8 hours, you end up getting sleep of 5 hours, 4 hours. When you wake up the next day for you to go to work, you feel already drained out. So one eating lifestyle habit is late night scrolling on the phone, just scrolling endlessly. So we have skipping meals. I am guilty of this, honestly, right? I am. That was last year. August, whereby I start working in the day and I don't just take meals in the morning. I usually don't take meals in the morning till when I'm done with my work. And when I usually take my meals is at noon by 1 or 12 p.m. And so at my current place of work, the kids, they have a home lesson teacher who comes around. Her name is Miss K. So when Miss K is around, she notices how I work, go about, and she's like, girl, you don't take anything in your stomach. How do you do it? I'm just like, I don't like eating in the mornings. I don't want to eat anything. And then she reminded me that, girl, your health matters a lot and you could actually develop ulcer. And that struck me because as a health professional, I have seen in the hospital, see patients with ulcer, the experience, how they feel, the pains and all of that. So that was one thing that struck me. And I started having my breakfast and it has helped me a lot. So when I started having my breakfast, I became more energized to work. So most times, and even currently these days, we take 2 square meal. Now imagine you not taking a meal in the morning and then you now you're taking 1 square meal. How is that 1 square meal going to give you the complete and balanced nutrients your body needs to effectively function well? So when you skip meals, these are silent lifestyle habits that drains your energy away. Yeah. Theory